with the sauce but never spill. Red bottoms, that's for my bitch hills. That's too bad I jumped on her heels. Got the juice when I move with the still. Every night another highlight reel. When we spending, we making it back. You ain't good with the game, you get taxed. Make one call on you laying out flat. Nigga ain't no get up after that. My main is shit out on my tax. Yo, bitch, I ain't me bad on my back. When she suck it, she don't even gag. Gave it up and then I had to dash. Yeah. Light up the gas in the ride now. And smoke in the air and the spliff be hitting like up, left, right, down, down. Money tall like me, yow. Wavy nigga, I got different styles. Can't even talk to my bitch, see the type if you try, she not even gonna give a smile. Came up from the hard.
Back to Cash Spotlight, and my guest here today,
Dev Zero.
Alright. Got that Instagram for them, my G?
Dev Zero, DEVZEROSB. That's the Instagram. Dev Zero everywhere else.
Okay. So, Dev, you know, we missed you at Culture Night.
Yeah, I wasn't able to make it. I was sick that day, unfortunately.
Okay. I know the rest of the group, you know, did they go up there and do their thing?
Yeah, they did their thing. They held it down for me, for sure.
Hopefully, you know, we can see you at the next one.
I'm definitely popping out to the next one.
Alright, that's what's up. So let's get started. Where you from?
From Brooklyn.
Okay, born and raised?
Mm-hmm.
Dope. So is the whole fam from here too? Is it like...
Nah, my pop, she was born in Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay.
My mom, she was born in Brooklyn too.
Let's do. Brooklyn in the house. Alright. Alright, so I want to get started on how you got to music, but I wanted to talk about the EP that you had dropped last year.
Yeah.
Alright, what was the name of that again?
For the People.
Okay. How did you come up with that name?
Man, I just decided like, yo, this music I'm doing isn't for me, but it's for the people as well. It's something to get you through your day, you know, something. I have it where music is for every type of situation. So It's a turn up music, it's a get through some heartbreak music, it's getting through a bad day music. So it's just for the people for all time.
Okay. You have 10 tracks on that, right?
Yeah, I got 10 tracks on it.
Okay, so with the title, right, is that how you also decided to pick out the tracks that you was going to select?
Nah, I just decided that was just how it happened.
Okay, so the type of tracks that's on that, how would you describe them?
What do you mean by that?
Like you got 10 tracks on there, right? So what type of music is it? Like the party vibe?
Yeah,
is from your shorty,
everything. Like everything. You got the shorty vibes. That's what song was that? That was I can't remember the name of the song right now off the top of my head. But it got all tracks. So it got your shorty vibe, you cruising with your shorty in the V, you got that. You got your getting money vibes, you got your partying vibes, you got your getting through the bad day vibes. So it's just everything in there for you.
So chilling with the homies?
Yeah, you got something for chilling, homies, smoke, you know, you smacking shit, you got everything.
Okay, that's what's up. So, talking about that, how did you come up with that name for yourself?
Shit, my name, I just mixed my name, part of my name, and the zero came from me wanting 3 zeros at the end of everything. 1,000 at the end of everything.
Okay.
So, you know, for the money.
That's dope. It's a dope concept when you come up with the name and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to the music, right? How did you first start getting into music?
Well, I always been in tune with music because like my parents, they would always like be playing music in the car when I would go like to school and shit. So like my mom, she'd be playing like that old school Nas and that Biggie and that Big L. Like she was real in tune with a lot of hip hop.
Well, that's dope. It's different from what I usually hear from other people that come up on the show. Like their parents really don't be in tune with the hip hop as
they don't like it. They don't like that Yankee music.
Not at all.
Well, my pops, he would listen to like old school reggae. So like I'm basically a fusion of both. Like he would listen to old school reggae and she would listen to old school hip hop. So I mixed both of them. That's how I got my pick of music.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So now, when did you start creating music yourself? As in, like, start writing, you know, get into that genre?
I would say the beginning of high school, like my first year of high school. Like one of my mans from high school, he brought me to his crib and he would have like a studio in his crib. Not maybe like a real studio, but like, you know, something you could just record in. So he brought me there and I just decided to write one day. I was just listening to instrumentals and I just decided to write one day and we made a track. And we brought it to school. When people went to school, they was fucking with it. I never heard the track, but you feel me? Yeah, I never heard it. I don't know how they heard it, but I never heard it. But they heard it and they was fucking with it. So at then I was like, oh, maybe I could do something with this. But I didn't take it serious then. I took it serious like a couple of years later. Like when I got out of high school, then I started taking it serious.
Okay. That's dope. That's dope. So, like the type of writing that you was doing at that age, right? From when you first started, right?
Yeah.
How would you like basically describe your creativity in writing at that point?
At that point in time, I was mostly fixated on bars. Like I was just trying to spit the hottest shit, the most cleverest shit, the most wittiest shit. You know, I was just trying to fixate on bars. So that type of writing, I was just trying to get the best punchlines, the best similes, all of that shit. Now my writing nowadays, I'm more focused on making good songs.
Okay.
So back then, I was more of like a freestyle rapper, just rapping. I was just rapping.
Boss
Now,
boss.
yeah. now I'm fixated on making good songs. Now.
That sound like the old New York tape rap.
Yeah, for real.
Can totally understand that type of vibe.
Yeah.
So now, I remember you. I heard that you was part of the same group with Clay Frazier at one point, right?
Yeah, we was.
So how did that come about?
I came in that group at the ending, towards when they was breaking off. So
Okay.
I met them through Clay. I met them because at that point in time I was like real heavy in videography. Like I would shoot videos and shit. Like I just like I have all the Canon and I just decided to just like shoot videos and shit.
Okay.
So Clay, he knew that I was shooting videos and he brought me to the group to shoot their video that they were shooting the video for.
Okay.
So I met them, Hyper, Kenny, I met them and they was all cool and shit. They was cool with me. I started hanging out with them a little bit more and then they just invited me to the group and then I was like, alright, sure, I'm with it. But like I said, that was like towards the end and it was like maybe like a couple months after that, they all broke up.
Okay, so
me
you
and Clay
really towards the end.
Yeah, really. Okay. Me and Clay though, we stick together though, like because he live around where I live, like in Canarsie, he live around there, so me and him was always just close, so we stick together, and once they broke up, me and him was just like, you know what, we gonna fuck around and make our own shit, and that's how we made Suaves.
That's dope. That's dope. So did you ever get the chance to perform with them? Or
yeah, I did. I did a couple performances with them. Actually, my first performance that I ever did was with them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How do you remember that? How did that go?
It was alright, but I kind of fucked up because I forgot my lyrics on the stage.
Nah, that ass?
Yeah, for real. Like it was like a freestyle at that point in time. Like I ain't had no songs with them, so I just like I went up there and freestyled and shit, and they put on the beat, and I got through like the first 8 bars that I remember. After that, I forgot that shit. But my man, they came through and they held it down though.
That's what's up. So wait, what you mean he held it down?
He seen that I was wasn't on my shit, on my P's and Q's, and he came through, he got the mic, started doing his own thing, and we held it down. So he held it down for me, I appreciate it. But now my shit goose though, I don't forget none of my shit now though.
Okay.
Now my shit is A1.
That's dope. So I know you was part of also the originator from the Dungeon.
Yes sir, that's my shit.
So I did hear Clay version of it. I heard A1 version of it. So let me hear that version from you. Like, how did that come about?
Well, the last show that I did with Urban Mischief, me and Hyper, we went out to Texas. Okay. South by Southwest. That was December 2015. So we went to Texas. We did that show. I would always record from Hyper Man. Hyper had a man he would go to record in the studio, so I would always record with them. But I decided one day, I was like, you know what? I know how to do this shit. Like, I was always computer savvy, so I know how to do it. So all I needed to do was get the equipment for it and the programs for it, and I could do it myself. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it myself. I'm gonna make my own shit. I had my own spot. I had my garage. Like it was nothing was really like going on down there. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just clean that shit out. And I'm gonna just make that shit into like a little studio type shit, you feel me? Okay. So my mom, she wasn't with it at first, but I convinced her, you feel me? I was like, you know what, mom, you gonna...
I was just about to ask about
that. We gonna get... She wasn't with it at first. She was like, no, making too much noise,
I know people gonna be in and out the crib.
Yeah, mad people been in and out that studio, for real. A lot of people you would not have thought was in there, in there, for real.
Shit, everybody looking for a place to create music.
For sure. But she got with it after a little time. So... Clay hit me because he wanted a place to record, and I had the spot. So I told him, you know what, we gonna clean out my shit, and we gonna, as long as you get the mic, then I got the computer. So as long as you get the mic, we can rock out with it. And he was like, bet. So when I came back from South by Southwest, like it took like 2 weeks clean it out. I took me and some of the homies from the block. We came through. We cleaned out my garage. My boy Shem came through. Shout out to Shem. Shout out to Malik. Street Scholar.
Yeah.
They came through, they helped me out, they cleaned it up, Then that's a dungeon.
Okay, sure. It came alive.
Yeah, then we got some I got some furniture for that shit.
Yeah, they was telling me about that part.
I got some furniture for that. I mean, I had like couches and shit, so niggas could chill in the shit. I had the table, so set up for the laptop. So then I had the mic in the little corner, like a little closet mic. You feel me?
Yeah.
It was cool. Like it was
it's cool. A start.
I appreciate everybody who helped me with that shit. That shit was a moment in time. Like I can't ever forget that shit for real.
Because you know what I mean, when you hear a lot of people's stories, that's kind of like situations where they kind of got their first start from. You know what I mean? Like you never thought that track from that type of location, you know what I mean, would actually blow, but just never know who ear that might hit.
We did a lot in that shit. We did a lot for real.
Okay. That's what's up. So I know that basically. So when did you actually transition to go into the regular store, like outside of the dungeon?
After me and Clay started doing the dungeon, he brought A1 through. That's how I met A1.
Okay.
So A1 started coming around, and then he started coming around more frequently. And then I started getting to know him, and then he became one of the dogs. Like that's my A1 man right there. I fuck with him, that's bro. And he introduced me to Ferry.
Okay.
So through him, I met Ferry, and that's when I started making music in SOV studio.
Okay.
That's when I started going to like a legit, studio.
Yeah.
And then after that, then after I met Ferry, then I started going to like Quad Studios, because he introduced me to like big name band studios. I never was like into that big name band studios, but he told me about Quad down in the city and shit, and I recorded there for a little bit too. So meeting A1 let me meet Ferry, which introduced me to a bigger landscape of music, basically.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, you branched off with the homie, you know what I mean? He opened other doors for you. You opened up a door for him with the dungeon and everything else. So it's like, you know what I mean? Opportunities was just made to happen.
For sure. Right?
That's what's up. But so now let's talk about your music. Like, how do you construct your music? Like, what goes into when you decide to make a track? Like, do you write first? Do you look for a track first? Do you?
At first, when I first started making music, I used to just write like no beat, just write. And then I would put my lyrics on a beat. I would match a beat. I match my lyrics to the beat. But now, I start by going how I feel for the day. That's how I make my music most of the time. How I feel that day is how I make my music. So if I'm feeling sad, I make a sad song. If I'm feeling happy, I make a happy song. If I'm feeling like getting money, I make a getting money song. So that's how I make my music. But as far as actually writing, I usually look to do the hook first before I actually write down the lyrics.
Okay.
I like to just do a hook first. After I find a hook, if I don't find a hook, I just go to the lyrics first. But usually, I start with the hook and then I go to the lyrics.
Okay, that's a creative way of doing it.
Yeah.
So is that a difference from how you first started, or is it?
Yeah, because when I first started, I would just write like no hook, no nothing. I would just write like bars, and then I would just choose one part of that and try to make it a hook.
Okay.
So I never really had like a actual structure to it. Now I'm structuring my music. I'm writing the hooks. I'm writing the bridges. I'm writing the lyrics. I'm writing the ad libs, and I'm doing everything. You know what I'm saying?
So you learn how to format it.
Yeah. So now how that exactly.
Okay. Making it come alive now.
Exactly. Making a song.
That's what's up. Yeah. So far from the music that you have out, right? I like to always ask the artist: is there a particular song or like one that basically could tell the audience like more about you, like, you know what I mean, like what's the story about you or basically what you're trying to do in the rap game?
Yeah, I probably would say that song would best be Own Wave.
Okay.
Off of For the People. I choose that song because that song is me talking about how people like would be doubting you. I know a lot of people go through people doubting them and not believing in them, people judging them, people like just not trusting them, people like abusing their trust for them and stuff like that. So that song I was really talking about how a lot of people gonna do a lot of bad shit in your life. You just gotta keep on going through and keep on persevering and not let what people say dictate how you live your life and just live your life.
Okay. Is there two more within that 10 that you can say, yo, this is a must listen to? I mean, I know the whole album, of course, it's a must listen to. But I mean, like, yo, you know what? People just like to sample out things sometimes, you feel me? But like, yo, if you listen to these street samples, you're going to listen to the rest of the album.
I would say, Double the Worth.
Okay, what's that about?
Shit, that's about, taking one and making two. Taking
Okay.
two and making four.
Okay.
Taking four, making eight. You just double it. You keep on going up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anything you do, you just gotta keep going. You can't stop at doing this. You gotta keep on progressing, keep on elevating, you feel me? And I probably would say, shit, How I Came Up.
How you came? That's the name of the song.
That's the name of the song.
Okay. I'm guessing that's basically a story about how
I
you came up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any intricate parts that you want to share about that track? Like,
They got to listen to it.
Like, listen to it?
Yeah, I listen to it. Yeah, I can't give away the secret. I gotta listen to it. It's a big song though. You gonna fuck with it.
Okay. That's what's up. Yeah. So, now with that being said, right? How do you go into your selecting your beats? Like, is it like certain things that you like about certain beats, or are you basically open to this?
I'm open to anything. As long as it has a nice sound, I could do it. Like I'm not fixated on just like one sound. I could do a lot of sounds. So if it sounds nice, I can rock with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that only in rap, or is it like, do you see yourself in any other type of beats? Like some pop beat or some dance hall or something. I don't know.
Nah, right now I'm out out with rap right now.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna do in the future, but right now I don't see myself on no dance hall. That's just I do myself on rap beat. Right?
Okay. So I would like to ask people about the influence in music, right?
Yeah.
So who are some of your influences, like when you first started, listening to music? You know what I mean? Like, yo. You know what I mean? I know you say your mom listened to a couple of things, but who kind of, caught you?
So, when I first got started, I would be listening to like a lot of Outkast, Mobb Deep, GK.
Some old school.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like that's what be like a lot of influence me when I first started. Now I listen to a lot of like Roddy Ricch. I listen to NBA Youngboy, Young Thug.
Okay. Any particular reason for those artists?
I guess what all three of them share in common is they all three have a distinct way that they use their voice as an instrument. Like if you listen to all three of them, they all use their voice as an instrument to accommodate the beat. So it's not just them rapping, it's them actually making the song, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I probably fuck with it the most.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So now, so like with those type of artists, right? Is there any type of artist that you like to do a feature with also? Like, you know what I mean? As in like big name artists out there. Like, not just the homies, of course, you know what I mean? Some actual, some people that we actually know of.
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. Any particular reason for Kendrick?
Because the way he could tell a story in his raps is just one of a kind. It's amazing. NBA Youngboy.
Okay.
Because, like I said, the way he can articulate his voice and just use his voice as an instrument, it's nice. And Rihanna.
Rihanna. Okay.
Yeah, that was my last one.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Rihanna does go on the track and, tear it up.
Definitely.
Like, so that would be dope. Yeah. So now, I know you say your father also listened to like a lot of old school dancehall type music, right?
Yeah.
Did that also play influence in type of, in your music life?
I wouldn't say like making music it would. Well, kind of do because like he would listen to a lot of old school Buju.
Okay.
So with that, it made me listen to it and it made me like go approach my tracks a little bit different. Like I wouldn't just rap about just rapping. Before that, I would just rap about rapping. But after that, then I would just rap about like actual life stories and actual like stuff to get people through the day. Cause not everybody has good days and not everybody has bad days. So you gotta be able to accommodate for both of them. So I guess that could you could say that, but not like 100%. Like usually like that dancehall stuff, that old school reggae that he made me listen to, like that's just for me personally. When I listen to it on my own, like I just listen to that just to like if I need to calm myself or I need to just chill and relax, then I listen to that because that's the type of vibe I get from that type of music.
Okay. That's what's up. So now, I know you're a master of all different trades now. Cause how did you originally start getting into videos? As in, like, you know what I mean? That part. Do you still do it also?
Recently I haven't done it, but I could still do it. It's still like, it's like riding a bike. Once you learn it, just back your hand, you just know how to do it.
That's true.
But I got into it because that's how me and Clay, back in the days, we used to like, have ourselves a little dance group or whatnot. So I used to shoot videos for doing that.
Okay.
So shooting videos for doing dancing and stuff, that just trickled down to me learning to do it for music. So it's just a master of all trades. So I took that skill and I put it to music.
Okay. So, what type of dance? Like hip hop?
It was like shaka dancing.
Oh, shaka dancing.
Yeah, like Jamaican dancing.
Okay.
Yeah, not no other dance type. Badman dancing.
You did a little kick flips and all.
Badman dancing.
I mean, like, no, upside down.
Nah. None of that.
Break dancing?
None of that break dancing. Okay. Badman dancing. Yeah.
I hear that, brother, man. So, that's cool. So, now, with the Dungeon, going back to that type of episode, right? Were you also the one mixing and mastering for them, or is it just...
Yeah, I did some of that too. Clay, he did some of that too as well. But as far as other than him, cause I will only let him do that. Him and A1.
Okay.
I will only let them two do that. But other than that, if somebody wanted to record, I would do the mixing and mastering for them there.
Okay. So
I know how to do that too.
Now, did you teach yourself that, or did you...
I had one of my boys from the block, his name QJ. He helped me to do it. He helped me learn. He gave me the videos.
Okay.
Because he had the videos that on YouTube that showed me to do that. So he gave me the videos, and then he gave me the equipment too.
Okay.
Logic. He gave me that. So,
Logic.
Yeah, he gave me that off his computer. So that's how I learned to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So shout out my boy QJ.
That's dope. Shit, I remember Logic. Son. The glitches also in that. Losing your whole damn file and everything too.
I ain't like that part.
Oh my gosh. You feel me? The days of Logic, man. And then Cool Edit Pro was also nice too. It's something I used to use also when I used to do a little engineering.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you feel me? It was another the program that we used back in those days.
You fuck with Ableton?
A little bit. The two primary things I did was Cool Edit Pro and also
Logic.
I don't even want to name that
Pro Tools?
Nah, I never did I used Pro Tools.
Word?
Pro Tools like when I kind of got off of that.
Oh, okay.
It's just that I just can't do it. You feel me? I feel like it takes some type of patience to be in the studio and also record people. Like, cause like everybody has their own habits of how they go into a studio, how they approach it. You know what I mean? And talking about that, how do you approach your studio time? Like, you know what I mean? Since you also went from kind of in the booth to also basically running the studio also.
Yeah. Basically, if somebody wanted to record, they would just hit me up and I get them a time frame. You know, cause I would record myself, I would record my homies, then I would record people who wanted to record. So it's like, I gotta be able to pace myself and get myself good time frames to when they would do it. So basically, I would just choose a time frame where I wouldn't want to record, and the homies wouldn't record, so then they could record.
Okay.
And they would get the tracks right then and there. Like I would mix it for them right then and there and send it back to them. So it's not like they would record and they go back and then I would have to mix and master and do all that. No, they would get everything there at the time. So
everything
like
set and ready.
Yeah.
So, I know that was a little timing too with that one.
Yeah. It took a little time with that one, but it was all good though.
In those days, you got nothing but time, right?
Yeah, I had nothing but time. For real though.
Okay. So besides music, is there anything else that you're pursuing?
I'm trying to get back into music.
Okay.
I mean, I want to get into acting after. Get on. If I get on, God willing, I want to get into acting.
Okay.
That's one thing I want to do. Like I could see myself being a good actor.
Any type of films you feel like you'd be best at?
In acting?
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah.
Action movie. Word.
Not just one of those hood movies now. You talking about like some Mission Impossible type action? Like some John Wick type action?
Yeah, I could do that too. I could do the hood shit too, but I could do that I could do the Mission Impossible too. The Bad Boys and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't need no police though, but like, like shit like that.
Okay. Shit. I mean, talking about some real action.
Yeah, for real. I'll do that shit.
Alright, so I know you said that you don't have a name yet.
Nah.
You feel me? But there is something coming up for 2020.
Yeah.
And the track that you released recently, is that a track that's going to be on it also?
Yeah, it's gonna be on it.
Okay.
Paid shows.
So do you plan at least to release any more tracks in the meantime while we're waiting for the finished project?
I'll probably drop one more track.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where can they find those tracks?
You can find it on Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, all that shit. All that good shit. Find it on SoundCloud, YouTube. You can find it on that. Excuse me.
Okay. That's good. And for the visuals, anything you releasing?
Yeah, I got visuals coming up for paid shows.
Okay.
And I got more videos coming up for more tracks on it too. You gonna see it.
Alright, man, it's working. Alright, 2020, here we come.
For sure.
Alright. So, yo, Dev, you know what I mean? I can't wait to hear, the finished project.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I can't wait to see you actually perform again. You know what I mean?
Coming up soon.
And talking about that, is there any other performance coming up this year, or is it?
Yeah, this year is gonna be some performances. Okay. I can't give you no dates right now, but it's gonna be some performances coming up this year.
Okay. And last question, based on, since we're talking about performance, right? How would you say you changed? Because I know you did talk about the first time you performed, right?
Yeah.
Compared to your last time you performed and how you hit the stage now. Like, is there preparation that you take before hitting the stage, like a mental thing, or like at least, a walkthrough? Like, how do you go through?
Just be confident in myself and know that I got the ability to do this. And
Okay.
that's all I really do. Before I really wasn't too confident. I was like kind of shy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really want nobody to know I was rapping and stuff like that. 'Cause everybody rapping and shit, so I was kind of shy about it. But now I just be confident about it, confident in myself, and I know I could do it.
Okay. So last question. So what would you say to young artists out there? You know what I mean? That just finding their creativity in the game. You know what I mean? Like, one of the things that, probably in a way kind of like held you back in your beginning stages. You feel me? Compared to like how you are now and stuff.
I would say that if you really want to pursue doing whatever you want to pursue doing, just stick to it. You gotta have stick to itiveness. A lot of people gonna doubt you. It's alright if they could doubt you. You gotta believe in yourself first before you make anybody else believe in you. So just have belief in yourself. And take the time out to really pursue your craft and pursue what you want to do and actually put the hours and work into it, and you can do whatever you want to do. For real.
You heard it here first, man. Devo.
Yes, sir.
I can't thank you enough, bro, for coming out
appreciate
here. Alright, feel me?
Yes,
We look forward to all the work that's coming out in 2020. Alright, I'm gonna have a link to his page also, so you can find it directly there, his YouTube page, and also see if I can get a link also for the Apple. If you can just send me that over so they can just have a direct link so they can just check it out right after they check out this video. Alright?
So, appreciate it.
Yeah, baby.
Yo.
Hey, when with the sauce but never spill. Red bottoms, that's for my bitch hills. That's two bad dogs up on her heels. Got the juice when I move with the still. Every night another highlight reel. When we spending, we making it back. You ain't good with the game, you get taxed. Make a call on you laying out flat. Nigga ain't no get up after that. But man, the shit out on my tax. Yo, bitch, I ain't me bad on my back. When she suck it, she don't even gag. Gave it up and then I had to dash. Yeah. Light up the gas in the ride now. And smoke in the air and the spliff be hitting like up, left, right, down. Money tall like Ming Yao. Wavy nigga, I got different styles. Can't even talk to my bitch, she the type of contraction, not even gonna give a smile. Came up from the hardships, nothing was given a promise.